145. Wei Zhang's bold advice. A risky encounter with Li Shimin. After the Xuanwu Gate incident, someone informed Prince of Qin, Li Shimin, that an official named Wei Zhang had previously served under Li Mi and Dou Jianda during their rebellions. After their defeats, Wei Zhang moved to Chang'an and became an official under Crown Prince Li Jianqing. He had even advised Jianqing to assassinate Li Shimin. Upon hearing this, Li Shimin immediately summoned Wei Zhang. When Wei Zhang arrived, Li Shimin sternly asked, "Why did you attempt to sow discord between my brothers and me?" The surrounding officials, fearing for Wei Zhang's fate, anxiously awaited his response. However, Wei Zhang remained composed and replied calmly, "It's unfortunate that the Crown Prince did not listen to my advice. Had he done so, this entire incident would not have happened." Hearing this, Li Shimin was surprised by Wei Zhang's fearless honesty. Instead of punishing him, he smiled and said, "That is all in the past. Let us not dwell on it." Wei Zhang's rise as a trusted advisor. After ascending the throne as Emperor Taizong of Tang, Li Shimin appointed Wei Zhang as an imperial advisor. He also recruited former officials from the Eastern Palace, Li Jianqing's court, and the Qi Prince's court, Li Yuanji's faction, into his government. This decision angered many of Taizong's longtime supporters, who grumbled, "We have followed His Majesty for years, yet now he is appointing officials from his enemies' courts. How is this fair?" When Prime Minister Fang Xianling reported these complaints, Taizong laughed and said, "Government positions exist to serve the country, not personal loyalty. Officials should be chosen based on talent, not relationships. If new officials are capable and the old ones are not, we cannot exclude them simply because they were once our rivals." This silenced all opposition. Taizong valued open discussions and encouraged ministers to speak freely. As a result, officials became more willing to express their opinions, especially Wei Zhang, who was not afraid to challenge the emperor directly. Taizong, in turn, respected and trusted him deeply. The importance of listening to advice. One day, Emperor Taizong asked Wei Zhang, "Why do some rulers in history govern wisely while others become tyrants?" Wei Zhang replied, "A wise ruler listens to all perspectives, a foolish ruler only listens to what he wants to hear." He provided examples from history, explaining, "If a ruler accepts different viewpoints, he will understand the true state of his kingdom. If he only listens to flattering words, his closest advisors will deceive him, and his empire will crumble." Emperor Taizong nodded in deep agreement. "Your words are invaluable," he said. On another occasion, after reading some of Emperor Yang of Sui's writings, Taizong remarked, "Sui Yanbi was highly educated and understood the virtues of past emperors. Why, then, did he become such a terrible ruler?" Wei Zhang answered, "Intelligence alone is not enough. A ruler must humbly accept his minister's advice." Emperor Yang was arrogant, believing himself to be superior to all others. He spoke like Emperor Yao and Emperor Shun, but acted like the tyrants Jie and Zhou. In the end, his arrogance led to his downfall. Hearing this, Emperor Taizong sighed, "The mistakes of past rulers are our greatest lessons." A bold minister who challenged the emperor. As the Tang dynasty stabilized and prospered, Emperor Taizong felt confident in his rule. He admitted to his ministers, "Governing is like treating an illness. Even after recovery, one must maintain their health. China is now peaceful, but I must remain cautious to ensure its stability. I need your advice to keep me from making mistakes." Wei Zhang praised his wisdom, saying, "It is truly reassuring that your majesty can foresee dangers even in times of peace." Over time, Wei Zhang became increasingly outspoken, directly confronting the emperor whenever he saw faults in his governance. Occasionally, his blunt criticisms angered Taizong, but he never wavered. One day, Wei Zhang argued fiercely with the emperor during court. The debate became so heated that Taizong's face turned red with anger. Unable to bear it any longer, Taizong wanted to lash out but held back to maintain his reputation for accepting criticism. After court, Taizong stormed into his palace and angrily told Empress Zhangsun, "One day, I will kill that arrogant peasant." The empress, surprised by his fury, calmly asked, "Who does your majesty wish to kill?" Taizong snapped, that insufferable Wei Zhang. He constantly humiliates me in front of the entire court. Instead of arguing, Empress Zhangsun silently left the room, changed into her formal attire, and returned to bow before the emperor. Taizong, startled, asked, "What are you doing?" She smiled and replied, "I have heard that only wise rulers have honest ministers. Since Wei Zhang is so honest, it proves that your majesty is a great and enlightened emperor. How could I not congratulate you?" This response was like a bucket of cold water, instantly cooling Taizong's anger. From then on, not only did he no longer resent Wei Zhang, but he openly praised him. "People say Wei Zhang is rude, but I find his honesty truly admirable," he declared. The loss of a loyal advisor. In 643 AD, Wei Zhang fell ill and passed away. Emperor Taizong was deeply saddened. With tears in his eyes, he lamented, "A bronze mirror allows one to correct their appearance. A historical mirror allows one to learn from past mistakes. A wise minister is a mirror that reflects the ruler's faults. Now that Wei Zhang is gone, I have lost my greatest mirror." The legacy of the Jingguan era. Thanks to Taizong's willingness to accept criticism and recruit talented officials, the early Tang dynasty experienced political stability, economic prosperity, and military success. He reduced forced labor, promoted agricultural development, and enacted fair policies, creating an era of peace and prosperity. This period became known in history as Jingguan rule, named after Emperor Taizong's reign title. It set the foundation for the Tang dynasty's golden age and is still remembered as one of the greatest periods of governance in Chinese history. 146. Li Jing's night raid on Ain Mountain. The Eastern Turkic threat. At the beginning of Emperor Taizong's reign, although the wars in the Central Plains had ended, the western borders remained unstable. The Eastern Turkic Khaganate was still a powerful force and posed a major threat to the Tang dynasty. During Emperor Gaozu's reign, the Tang dynasty had focused on defeating the Sui remnants, forcing them to compromise with the Eastern Turks to maintain peace. However, the Eastern Turkic nobles frequently raided Tang territories, disrupting regional stability. Less than 20 days after Taizong's ascension, the Eastern Turkic Khagan Jieli led over 100,000 troops southward, advancing to the Wei River, only 40 li, 20 kilometers, from Chang'an. Jieli, assuming that the newly enthroned Taizong would not dare resist, sent an envoy to Chang'an to deliver a bluffing message, claiming that 1 million Turkic soldiers are on their way. However, Emperor Taizong was not intimidated. He detained the envoy and ordered his forces to assemble in battle formation outside Chang'an. Then, in a dramatic display of confidence, Taizong personally rode to the Wei River Bridge with 6 generals, calling out Jieli's name and demanding to speak with him face to face across the river. Jieli was already uneasy after his envoy had been detained. Seeing the Tang army well-disciplined, banners waving in the wind, and Taizong himself boldly standing before him, he became fearful. Accompanied by his generals, he dismounted and bowed to Taizong from across the river. Taizong sternly asked, "We established a peace treaty, and Tang has provided you with gold and silk for years. Why have you broken your word and invaded our lands?" Jieli, unable to offer a defense, agreed to withdraw. 2 days later, both sides signed a new treaty at the bridge, and Jieli retreated. Preparing for war. After this event, Taizong intensified military training. Every day, he summoned hundreds of soldiers to practice archery in the imperial court. He told his generals, "Foreign invasions are inevitable, but they are not to be feared. The real danger is a ruler growing complacent and forgetting the necessity of war. From now on, in times of peace, I will be your teacher and train you in archery. In times of war, I will be your commander and lead you into battle." Under Taizong's leadership, the Tang army grew stronger and more disciplined. The following year, a severe winter struck the north. Many of the Turkic livestock perished, and famine spread across the steppe. Jieli began oppressing weaker tribes, leading to rebellions. When Jieli sent his cousin Tuli to suppress the uprisings, Tuli was decisively defeated. Angered, Jieli humiliated and punished Tuli, causing him to defect to the Tang dynasty. Recognizing this as an opportunity, Taizong launched a full-scale offensive against the Eastern Turks. He appointed General Li Jing as supreme commander, leading over 100,000 troops alongside Generals Su Shiji, Li Shiji, and Chai Xiao. Li Jing's bold night attack. Li Jing was one of Tang's most brilliant military strategists, renowned for his deep understanding of warfare. He had previously fought in the unification wars of the Tang dynasty, securing many victories. In 630 AD, Li Jing led only 3,000 elite cavalrymen from Mai, modern Shuozhou, Shanxi, on a daring night raid against the Eastern Turks. Jieli's army was completely unprepared. When they suddenly saw Tang soldiers approaching under the cover of darkness, panic spread through the camp. Terrified, the Turkic soldiers muttered, "This must be an attack from the entire Tang army. Otherwise, why would Li Jing dare march so deep into our territory?" Even before the Tang army attacked, the Turkic forces began falling into disorder. At the same time, Li Jing had also sent spies to infiltrate Jieli's camp. One of Jieli's trusted officers was persuaded to defect to the Tang dynasty. Seeing the situation collapse, Jieli fled. Li Jing captured Dingxiang, securing a major victory and returning triumphantly to Chang'an. Emperor Taizong was overjoyed, declaring, "In the Han dynasty, General Li Ling led 5,000 men against the Xiongnu but was captured. Now, you have defeated the Turks with only 3,000 cavalry, securing victory in the north. Such an achievement is truly extraordinary." The final conquest, night raid on Yin Mountain. Jieli escaped northward to Yin Mountain, fearing that the Tang army would continue pursuing him. He attempted to negotiate peace and even offered to visit Chang'an in person. Emperor Taizong, however, saw through this deception. Jieli was only stalling for time until spring, when the grasslands would regrow and his horses would regain strength, allowing him to retreat further north. Taizong played along, sending Tang Jian to pretend to negotiate peace. Meanwhile, he ordered Li Jing to monitor Jieli's movements. Li Jing and Su Shiji met at Baidao, modern Hohhot, Inner Mongolia, and formulated a final strategy. Li Jing said, "Jieli still has a large army. If we let him escape, it will be difficult to pursue him later. We should select 10,000 elite troops, carry 20 days' worth of rations, and launch a night raid to capture him alive." Su Shiji agreed, and they marched toward Yin Mountain. Jieli, believing that Tang Taizong had fallen for his trick, lowered his defenses. That night, Li Jing and Su Shiji led their troops through thick fog, approaching the Turkic camp undetected. Tang soldiers advanced within 7 li, 3.5 kilometers, of Jieli's headquarters before they were discovered. Jieli, startled by the sudden attack, rushed to find Tang Jian, but Tang Jian had already fled back to the Tang army. Panicked, Jieli mounted his fastest horse and fled. Li Jing pursued aggressively, while the leader Su Dingfang led 200 cavalrymen in a swift charge. The Turkic army collapsed without their commander, and over 10,000 soldiers were slain. Many others were captured, along with a vast number of livestock. Jieli, after wandering from place to place, was finally betrayed by his own men and handed over to the Tang army. He was later brought to Chang'an as a prisoner. The aftermath, Taizong becomes Heavenly Khan. The once powerful Eastern Turkic Khaganate was completely destroyed. Rather than executing the captured Turkic nobles, Emperor Taizong showed mercy. He established governance in the former Turkic territories, allowing local Turkic nobles to administer their own people under Tang oversight. This greatly boosted Tang's prestige in the northwest. That same year, numerous tribal leaders from Central Asia and beyond traveled to Chang'an to recognize Taizong as their ruler, giving him the title Tian Qihan, or Heavenly Khagan. Following this, many people from the western regions and beyond began traveling to Chang'an for trade, diplomacy, and learning. During this period, the famous Buddhist monk Xuanzang also traveled through the western regions to India, marking the beginning of his legendary pilgrimage. With this victory, Emperor Taizong had firmly secured the Tang dynasty's dominance over northern Asia, ushering in a new era of peace and prosperity.